Today, we're going to talk very quickly about 3 different unique ways that we can target sellers to generate listings. As we already know, right now, there is a shortage of inventory. There's still a lot of deals being had. There's a lot of content out there saying that, the housing market is staying strong and it's probably what's going to keep the economy strong. So the best we can do to generate more listings and keep the inventory alive, the better we do for ourselves and the better we do for the economy. So I wrote down 3 different strategies that we can all use to generate seller leads. So we'll kind of break them down. If you have any questions about any of this, feel free to comment in the comment box, and I will do my best to reply during or after the session. And what I'll say about these before I get into the 3 different data points or strategies that we can use is these are all things that you can either do cold outreach to, or you can create custom audiences and target these people on Facebook, maybe even do mailers to them. So we'll talk about those. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. So the first thing I have for us is the idea of data stacking. This is something that I've shared with you guys before, but I think right now is a great time to reach out to this particular stack of data. So I'll tell you what the data stack is, and you can either manually create this list, or you can buy it from a company called Real Estate Worldwide, REWW.com. They sell a software that will pull this list for you. And I think the software is called Find Motivated Sellers. So the first strategy is going after a stack of data. And what I mean by that is most of the time we will generally go after one data stack, like just an expired or just a buy owner, or maybe calling around just listed, just solds. That's one stack of data. The idea I want to share with you is stacking multiple layers of data so that you get laser targeted in who you're going after. So the first stack I have for you is going and finding a list. Again, you can use Real Estate Worldwide to buy the software of owners that have vacant property, so vacant homes, where the seller lives out of town, they have equity, they also, it's vacant, and they have some sort of financial distress. So I'll say that again, non-owner occupied, vacant homes where the owner lives out of state or out of the city, the property has equity, and then they're in some sort of distress. Now, I want you to think about this. If you're that person in any market, especially in the market right now, I don't care if you got $100 in the bank or $100 million in the bank, having a property in that scenario is a pain in your ass. And if we can target these people with the right messaging, we're going to be going laser targeted into sellers that are potentially feeling the need, the desire, the urge to sell. So perfect example is right now, we have a condo in Little Italy, and we live in the city, but the property is vacant, has equity, it's not in distress. We'll get to that strategy in a minute, but there's a lot of vacant properties and they'd like to find a way to get rid of it. So the idea is we get this data stack, and what I would do is I would mail them or call them with a simple call. Hey, I'm a local in the area and I have buyers that are looking for properties just like yours. I was calling to see if you would entertain a legitimate offer on your property at 123 Banana Street or whatever it may be. So really strong strategy to get in front of people. The other thing that you can do is send them handwritten yellow letters. What I mean by a yellow is it's a yellow pad piece of paper, like we all have used before. And on the letter, you're just going to write the seller's name. So you'll say, Sam, hi, my name is Bob. I'm a local real estate agent in San Diego. And I have a client that would like to buy your house at 123 Banana Street. Please call me. And then you're going to put your information. On the bottom, you always have to put PS. If your property is already listed, this is not a solicitation for a listing. Now, if buyers in the area, that makes it really easy. If you don't have a buyer in the area, then I suggest you work with GG Homes or one of the other local investors, because they're willing to put offers on nearly anything that you put in. So technically, if you have an investor buyer, you already do have clients that would be willing to put offers on the property. So again, I'm going to find that data stack using Real Estate Worldwide or create it of my own. Again, the data stack, to more time, is not occupied, vacant homes, seller lives out of city or out of state. It has equity and has some sort of distress. Send them that letter. Hi, my name is Sam. I'm a local real estate agent. I have a client that would like to buy your house at 123 Banana Street. Please give me a call. Put your contact information, and then PS, if your property is listed, this is not a solicitation for. I think this is really powerful. A couple things to keep in mind when you do this yellow letter. One, make sure that you're actually handwriting these things. Don't type it. It kills the authenticity, which will in turn kill your conversion and your reach back. Put it inside of a handwritten envelope with a real stamp. We want this thing to seem real organic as it is. So yes, it'll take a little bit of time to handwrite these things, but the conversion is really high and the pull through is really high. If you want, you can service do these. We use taskrabbit.com, TASK rabbit.com. And if you go on TaskRabbit, you can find people in your local community that you can outsource work to. So you might find someone, they charge, let's say, 20 bucks an hour, and it'll take them, let's say, 2 hours to write 200 notes, whatever it is. You can set up a time, they'll come pick up the collateral, you'll give them the paper, the envelopes, the stamps, and they can go back and write them for you, address them, stamp them, seal them, and then bring them back, and you can drop a box. Now, it's important to remember that when these people call you back, you don't want to seem like you are looking for a listing. You really want to stay true with the fact that you're trying to find something for your buyers. So if you have real bona fide buyers in that area, great. If not, like I said earlier, make sure you're working with an investor that's willing to buy in the area and put offers on those properties. So you can speak authentically to the fact that you do have a motivated buyer. They're looking to buy. And now we can get in front of people that are really motivated, that have a level of urgency, a level of pain, I guess, right? Having a vacant property, you're out of state, who knows what's going on. Really, really effective. So again, to get that data, you can go to Real Estate Worldwide, REWW.com. Our friend Kent Clothier runs that company. And you might be asking yourself, well, how much of this data could possibly be out there? He spoke at one of our masterminds about a year ago, and we were in Orange County, and he pulled the list in front of us. And at the hotel we were at, within, I want to say, about 10 square miles or a 10-mile circumference of the property we were in, there was over, I want to say, 7,000 people that matched that exact criteria. So there's no shortage of this. There's a lot of opportunity, a lot of data, and it's a great way to go after people. If you have any questions about that, go ahead and type it in the comment box. Second strategy I have with you is going after properties that are on the market for rent right now. The next two strategies are both around rentals. So like I said earlier, we have our condo in downtown. We just put on the market for rent. Our tenants left. And I since then have gotten 2 messages from investors, and they're just replying to the actual posting, and they're saying, hi, my name, I'm a local investor. I'm looking for properties like this to buy. Please let me know if you know anybody or if you're interested in exploring an offer yourself. Really easy to do. You can go on to places like Craigslist, Zillow, all the different places that syndicate these rental lists. Reach out to them and just let them know that you have buyers that are looking for properties just like that. And that's exactly what happened to us with this listing. Obviously, we didn't call that person, and if we were going to list, we would list ourselves, but we're not. We're going to continue to rent it. But my point is, I got 2 of those messages, and to me, that's really, really sharp. It's a great way to get in front of potential sellers that right now are on the line. Like my dad and I were talking, and he's like, man, should we sell it? Should we rent it? Should we sell it? Should we rent it? And I think that a lot of are having that same thought right now. So, if the property's been on the market long enough, they haven't gotten the attention, or if they're just tired of dealing with it, what a great opportunity to get in front of a motivated client that's potentially interested in selling. Obviously, the conversation with them is very similar to the prior one that we talked about. I'm going to do some outreach, or I can do the same thing that we talked about with the yellow letter. I can get the address, I can mail them a yellow letter, and try to generate attention and generate leads from people that might be considering the idea of selling their property. So again, I would just go onto Craigslist. I'd look in the area. I think this is great. Like a lot, I know a lot of you have buyers that are having a hard time finding properties for. So why not go on to the different platforms like Craigslist and Zillow, search rentals in the area, and actually do outreach for the buyers that you have. Great way to do great service for your buyers. Great way to get in front of potential sellers. There's a lot less noise in that marketplace right now for listings. And I think that it helps you serve both sides. And if you're willing to, then you have the ability to possibly represent both sides as well and increase your commission. So again, you can call them, or you can do outreach to them, or you can take this data like we talked about when I first started and create a custom audience inside of Facebook with all these potential sellers and make videos and different ads that you serve to them, helping them know that you have motivated buyers looking for properties just like theirs in that area. Third strategy I have for you, and again, if you have any questions on this, go ahead and type them in the comment box. Third strategy I have for you is very similar, but it's doing the exact same thing around Airbnbs. Obviously, people that own Airbnb properties, some of them have adjusted to long-term rentals. Some of them are kind of just dealing with it. Some of them are getting their ass kicked. Regardless, there is Airbnb owners that are strongly considering selling their home right now. It's all over, and it's a great way to serve these people that need an exit. And it's a great way to find properties for your buyers. So a couple of things on this. I can go into Airbnb, HomeAway.com, VO. I can target the areas I'm looking for, and I can just send them messages. Or once again, I can do the same thing. I can take the address and I can send them yellow letters saying the same thing we said before. Another cool strategy that our friend from Call Action, Jesse Bodine, did is he's taking that data, he's creating a custom audience, and he's just making a graphic that says, are you an Airbnb struggling with your property? We're looking to buy, or we have clients interested in buying, and just serving ads to those Airbnb hosts, giving them the idea and the possibility that there might be an opportunity for them to find a graceful exit with their properties that they're holding. So again, you could target these people on Facebook, you can do yellow letters, you can send them messages directly through the platform. Some of them have phone numbers. You can just pick up the phone and actually call them. Great way to get in front of potential strong sellers, find properties for you. And again, I'm going so targeted and I'm going in an area that there's going to be a lot less noise. Now, I still think calling expireds and buy owners and stuff like that is a great opportunity right now. So I'm not saying don't do that if you are. But this is a great way to add another spoke to your wheel and get in front of people that are motivated, interested, feeling a little bit of pressure, and looking for someone like you to come help them with a great, so they can maximize, the property and whatever equity they may have in it. If you wanted to go even further, you could pull the data from Airbnb, and then you can pull reports to see how much equity they have. And if you have Airbnb owners that have equity, and we know that they're struggling to get the properties rented, I think that's a great way right now to get in front of really strong sellers, really strong clients with a desire and a motivation. And again, I said this a few times, right now is the time that we need to go above and beyond for our clients. So if you have buyers and there's not enough inventory to serve their needs, then I would do this strategy or any of these strategies in that area to generate off-market listings, off-market opportunities for your buyers. And if you end up getting the attention and converting, now you have the ability to double in deals like we just talked about. I'll give you one bonus one, and then I'll take any questions. We could do a little Q&A. Another really exciting strategy this for is statistics show that whenever a property is listed or one is sold, statistically, there's going to be a couple more listings that come on the market. So I can, again, go into the market that I'm interested in. I can find new listings or new sales. I can find the neighbors in the area. I can use something like rebogateway.com to get that data. You could drop a pin, address that you're looking at, and then you can get all of the addresses of the neighbors. And I can just send a yellow letter to people. Now, if I'm going straight cold to the just listed, just sold neighbors, is I'm going to focus on a couple of things. One, I probably want to narrow my list to people that have owned their property for 3 or 5 years or longer. Statistically, that people start to think about selling and saying own the property for 3, maybe 5 or more years. They have equity. And then the second data point is I really want to focus, if I'm going cold to the just listed, just solds, I really want to focus on areas that have high turnover. I want to focus on areas that there's a lot of properties selling. I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. If I go to like somewhere like Chula Vista or Carlsbad or Carmel Valley, these areas have really strong turnover right now. So let's say the blended turnover in the area is 6%. That means that out of every 100 homes, 6 of them are going to sell. That's really strong. But if I go to somewhere like Claremont, parts of Claremont, like in the Mounts, have closer to a 2% turnover. So in one area with 6% turnover, out of 100 letters or 100 sellers, potential sellers, there's 6 transactions. In an area with 2% turnover, there's 2 transactions. So by simply focusing on an area that has high turnover, I'm increasing my odds of converting, increasing my odds of potential sellers, and I'm able to get attention from people just knowing that the data is there. Statistically speaking, they are going to sell. Now, you can do the same yellow letter strategy with for sale by owners. You can do it with expireds. So I want you to think about how you can leverage yellow letters to get in front of strong potential sellers by focusing on data as opposed to just addresses. Like I said on this last just listed, just sold, like I'm not just going to target anybody around a just listed, just sold. I'm going to target people that are in high turnover areas. I'm going to target people that have been there for, let's say, 5 or more years. And I'm going to put it around, I'm going to do the mailings to the just listed, just solds. And when these people call back, I wouldn't go straight into trying to get the listing. Again, we have buyers, we have investors, we have clients that are looking in these areas. I explain to them that yes, you have a real buyer, if it's an investor or an actual client, and ask if you can set an appointment to do a visual walkthrough with the property. If you want to do it in person, up to you, or you can just schedule a Skype FaceTime where they walk you through the home. So Lisa said 6 out of 10, 6 out of 100, not 10. I don't know if I said 10. If I did say 10, I'm sorry. 6 out of 100 would be 6. I'm just going to ask if we could schedule a Skype so I can start to build a little bit of a relation, get a visual understanding of where the property is, and then I can go back to my clients and see if it's something that they're interested in. I can take it to my investors and see if they're willing to put an offer in on it. Great way to get in front of potentially really motivated clients. So to recap those 4 strategies, we talked about the data stack, where I'm going to get in front of a data of 5 stacks. One, the first of them, we're going to combine all of these and only send to them. First one is non-owner occupied properties. So essentially rentals that are vacant, out-of-town owner with equity and some sort of distress. You can get that data real estate worldwide. The website is reww.com. The second one is just doing outreach to regular rentals. Go on to Craigslist or Zillow or whatever platform you feel comfortable with. Find people in the area that you're trying to generate listings for, send them messages or pick up the phone, give them a call. Third strategy was doing outreach to Airbnbs. I can go on to airbnb.com, homeaway.com, vrbo.com, any of these short-term rental platforms. Again, go into the area that I'm interested in generating attention and potential listings in, send them messages, pick up the phone and call them, or send them yellow letters. And then the fourth one was going around just listed, just solds, where I'm going to find an area that has high turnover. I'm going to find an area, ideally that has a good price point, and I'm going to target the people that have owned their property for 3 to 5 or more years. And in that process, then I'm going to either do cold outreach to them, send them letters, or I can make, again, with all of these categories, I can make custom audiences where I upload the list into Facebook and it'll let me serve ads to them directly. If you haven't done any custom audience ads on Facebook, it's super effective and really, really, really cheap. I mean, you're spending so much less money when you create the custom audience. If you don't know how to do that, you can go onto YouTube and just search how to create a custom audience on Facebook. There's endless videos that'll show you how to do that. It's actually relatively easy. All you need to do is have the data on an Excel, you upload it, and then you create your campaigns and your ads. So short and sweet, but these are four things that I think are really impactful and give you the opportunity to get in front of really strong potential sellers. So if you have any questions on any of that, go ahead and type them in. I'll hang on for another minute to see if there's any other questions I can ask. Chris Brown said, where do we get the hats? We have them available in a bunch of different colors. We have camo, black, gray, all sorts of them. If you're interested, just email Agent Concierge. I think they're like 20 bucks a pop, and we have some at the office we can send out to you, or you can come pick them up. If you guys have anything that I can help you with or we can help you with, please know that the answer is yes. Just send me a message. I'm always happy to support. If you have any ideas of other content or training you'd like to see, please let us know. Stay strong, stay positive, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay active. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.